Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I shoot, what was I gonna say? The topic of the show is gonna be like, what are you playing, essentially.
Oh,
You
Like
can,
okay.
rhythm games, any game.
I mean, preferably any game, but if you guys want to talk about rhythm games, we can. But before we get into
What
that
was that?
topic, that was somebody beeping.
Beep.
Uh, Before we get into that topic, we're going to be talking about event
Ba-da-ba-da.
events going on, and we're going to also start the show with a Dream Theater. So that,
Oh man.
so that should be
Cool.
fun.
I
Why,
am here.
You
why
did
is NFL the first thing on the PlayStation menu now?
NFR.
Yeah, I saw that.
NFL.
NFL.
Uh, they
Red Zone.
they always take over stuff.
Delete, please.
I hate when they do that because it's like it's just one more thing I have to remove.
Oh, I can delete it. Cool.
Yeah, it doesn't stay there. It's just like an ad that looks like a game, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
I guess the show's already officially started. I'm playing the theme song right now.
Yay.
I hear somebody playing audio in the background.
Oh, I'm
What are you playing?
Turn it down. All right. Well, this is your
I
host. This is your host. It's Cyber. What's up, guys?
No.
I hope you guys enjoyed.
Hello.
I hope you guys enjoyed last week's show. that
Wonderful.
was a train wreck. Um.
You know you're recording right now?
Oh yeah, I'm recording.
We did some tests before you came in, so
Yeah.
hopefully.
Everything's good. At least I hope. I've been saying that now. I'm probably gonna jinx myself, but everything's good.
You should probably just repeat everything that everybody says, just in case.
All right. So
It's a movie one-way telephone conversation.
yeah. All right. So I left the video up on the channel of last week's episode, which was supposed to be like this big deal. It's like episode 15. It's Burger King foot
Number
lettuce.
15.
It was full of memes and people had great stories to tell. It was awesome. We did like a little voting thing, and open broadcast software, whatever this piece of garbage application I'm using is called, decided to not record everything that was being played. Thank you. That was wonderful. And it just sucked because I thought it was a pretty funny episode, but in order to somewhat, I'm going to say salvage with really heavy air quotes, because it was a meme episode anyway, right? So I just went ahead and uploaded it just for the memes, for the giggles, for the laughs. So I'm going to attempt to salvage what was there. There was a reading that I did for Zanzibar, who actually was, I mentioned in the last podcast, he was one of the only people who actually donated to the channel. And so that's a thing you can do now if you want. You can either donate through Anchor, or if you want to message me directly, you can do that. That's fine. I'll use the money to fund things like the Dream Theater, which we're going to do that segment here in a bit. Let's see. I think my network is okay. I probably cut out for a second, but that's okay. That shouldn't affect my recording. In any case, what I'm planning on doing for the future is more gimmicks and more bits and stuff like that. And so if you do give me some money, I will use that for those things. I'm not gonna, pay for my Netflix subscription or whatever. In any case, we got a pretty decent crowd tonight. How many people we have here? Let's see, 9 people. That's cool. Hopefully more people will join us. But what we're going to do for people who have been listening to the podcast for a while, at the very beginning we did this segment that I called Wert's Dream Theater. And for people who know Wert, he tends to have interesting dreams, and he also writes them down after he has them, because I have some weird dreams, but I can't approach what Wert dreams about. And so I thought it would be an interesting thing to sort of like have him recount his dreams. But since this is a podcast with a visual element, I could also upload artistic representations of his dreams while he's talking about them. So that way you can experience the storytelling and also see what that might look like. And so this week's art was done by Kelsey again. I had her do the last one, and she did it again. Kelsey Draws, I think, is her Instagram. I will give you links and all that stuff on the description of the video. She's been really great. She works fast. If you want anything artistic commissioned and you like her art style, be sure to hit her up. She's pretty good. So without any further ado, I'm going to kick up the dreamlike music. I'm going to let Wert take it away.
Like, just start going, or do I have to wait for music to be done?
Just go. Just go ahead.
Oh,
Did you
okay,
post- Did
okay.
you post the image on your-
Yeah, he's gonna post it in the chat. So this was actually a pretty recent dream. It was a dream that happened after we did the Dream Theater before. I'm pretty sure of that. But I dreamt that I went to Japan and hung out with Dolce. It's actually, I think it's pretty common for me to have like dreams where I'm in Japan. And it usually has some form of anxiety attached to it, like not being able to play Poppin'. But this time it was just hanging out with Dolce. I don't know why. And he was also with his mom for some reason. I don't know why, but his mom wasn't Japanese. She was like white British. And Dolce spoke pretty good English, but it was with a British accent. And I don't know why I would know it was him, but it was. And there were some other weird things that he was doing that confused me. He was eating a lot of tomatoes, like that was all he would eat. He just had like plates of tomatoes out. And he also had a bottle of red wine, except it was like a 2-liter bottle, like of soda. And it actually said on it, it just said red wine. So I don't know. I think it was just he just liked things that were red. Maybe, I don't know. It was weird.
Was he playing 2DX Red?
Probably. I think that's probably what our goal was, is to go find a 2DX Red machine.
Did he max ransom?
I hope so. And then there was another part of the dream that didn't end up being drawn, but he lived on the 13th floor of an apartment. I don't know why I know that, but it was we were being like chased by somebody, and we had to trick them in the elevator. And I don't remember what it was like. There were 2 elevators, and Dolce and I got into one, and then like got out and got into the other one. And the guys were like, "Oh, where'd they go?" It was weird. But yeah, I think that's basically it.
Thank you very much, Wert. That was very enlightening.
You're welcome.
Can we send this to Dolce just to see? Just send the pictures with no context.
I mean, if you guys want to, it's fine.
Dolce, is your mom British?
Does he speak perfect British English? So
Hilarious. Like that's the only tweet he ever responds to in English, just to make this more confusing.
how did you know I like tomatoes? Also, again, that was Wert Stream Theater. Thank you for having such a weird brain, Wert. You've got such a creative soul.
Yeah, thanks for listening, guys.
Shout outs to the Jet Set Radio t-shirt that's in
Yeah.
this.
So that's great. I didn't even realize. That's perfect.
Thank you, Kelsey, for capturing that part of me.
I gave her about like 3 or 4 different source pictures, so I think she chose the best one. So again, shout out to Kelsey Draws. That was awesome. I'm sure she'll appreciate it. Oh god. All right. So now that we have that out of the way, if you'd like to see more of that, just let me know. We have a couple more dreams in the chamber, so we're always willing to come back to that particular aspect of the show if you'd like it. Before we start the show proper, again, I'd also like to mention that which was apparently just announced today. Is that right, Kevin?
Hmm.
There is a new tournament on the block. It's a free tournament. Um, it's it's happening in October 27th, and you've done one of these before, right?
Yes, this is the second year.
So I guess we're officially putting. Well, you put that address. Is that the actual address, or is that
That's the actual address.
okay?
The Facebook one is just because I have no idea who it'd be shared to, but I'm not sure who watches this. But I'm sure they're cool people.
I hope so. But anyway, if you want to give us some details about what this is and give us the rundown.
All right, so the site reopened 2018 is the second year of this tournament idea I had after a DDR Ace tournament last year. I went to. It was like the first DDR tournament I've been to in a while, and I noticed, as excited as I was to finally get back in the game, I realized something, which is DDR tournaments suck when you are not playing. So the idea was to make a tournament that kind of focuses not as much on technical skill, although the matchups absolutely require that, but also add a sense of theatrics to it. Like, what song is coming up next? Are there going to be weird choices for top seed? What can we do if we're running the tournament ourselves? And so that was the idea behind first year's tournament. And there were definitely some fun song picks. In fact, there was one Neon FM song that was actually premiered during last year's tournament before it actually showed up in the game. So that was pretty cool. And we might, I don't want to say other things, but we have a wide variety of songs. We got some reinterpretations of Bimani classics, some medleys thrown in there, some re-releases of songs that have been previously in games but now are using different cuts, and some outright original songs. The big one this year is that the grand finals is actually commissioned by James Landino, so this will be the first time the song is ever heard. He's writing it specifically for this tournament. I basically said, hey, you've listened to Pluto Relinquished, right? Like, you know how you're scared on the very first beat? I want that. Beyond that, we're going to have free food. There's cash prizes for first, second, and third. So even though this is supposed to be a fun time, you can also kill each other trying to win money. That's also an option. But generally, the idea is even if you lose, even if you are kicked out or don't even qualify, you should still be having a fun time at this tournament. And that's my overall goal. For those who do not know James Landino, he did music for Amplitude, the most recent remake. He's been doing a lot of remixes. I know him personally because after playing Amplitude, I really liked his music, and he did a remix of our opening theme for one of our visual novels, now in Neon FM. He's been making tons of cool tracks, and we've just been talking ever since. And I said, hey, I got a tournament coming up. I know you said after Amplitude that you didn't get to really write, as you put it, the most 2DX music possible. So here's your chance. I need a grand final song. I'm going to want at least 18 level difficulty on a DDRX scale. Go crazy. And so currently he is working on that. Contracts are signed, so it is definitely happening. And I'm excited as much as you will, because I don't even know what it sounds like quite yet. As for the at least 18, I'm considering for this final one having multiple charts. And since James Landino did get his start before even working on on Amplitude, that he originally started out doing Stepmania, like a lot of other people, like our boy Diamashra and all the others. So I might actually ask him to do a chart and have it be a mystery rated chart. So you have two made by us as a team, and then there's a random one that you don't know made by James Landino. So the top seed in that case will either get to choose side or choose which chart. So there's a lot of mystery elements. One thing I'm doing to make this a little easier is while you do not get to hear the song or know the song in advance, you do get to see all the statistics about it, such as length, BPM, what gimmicks are in the song, and all these other things are on the interface. So you can pick mods on that. I do make a promise that I don't lie about the BPM, so there's no Ace for Aces weirdness where I'm just straight up don't tell you about some of the changes. So there's a little bit of strategy going in. You do know something about song, you just don't know how it's going to be applied. So hopefully this kind of tournament adds a new element of strategy that isn't really prevalent in other DDR tournaments. I like that card pick and veto has become popular because it's added a pre-game kind of analysis that I think esports need. Hopefully this kind of works in the other direction. So if you are at all interested in this but can't make it because you're one of our international fans or on the other side of the United States and don't feel like flying down to Georgia, we will be streaming this online so you can see the insanity unfold on your computer screen. We streamed it last year, but it being my first time and not really understanding how Twitch works, I forgot to record it. Also, there wasn't a whole lot to watch because I didn't advertise it very well and we did not have many players. So there wasn't a whole lot to show there. In fact, this from last year, this was the final picture, uploading right now. That was it. That was everyone who showed up to the tournament. So, yeah. Which is good that the first place was Grady, because even if, 16 more people showed up, it still probably would have been Grady who won.
And T-Swag would have been second, too.
Yeah, so Enoch was the real underdog here. I don't think anyone saw that one coming.
Neither did Enoch.
But he still got the pose in. Also, it doesn't show in that picture, but the third place winner says at least received money from the Site Read Open 2017. That's the official title.
Nice.
And you too could at least receive money from the Site Read Open 2018 if you decide to show up. It's on October 27th. It's 4 to 9. Gonna be loads of fun. Even if you're not good at DDR, show up for the memes and free food and drinks and watching everyone make a fool of themselves on my cabinet. Maybe recoil in horror at how the wiring in my machine is working. There's loads of fun from all different angles. I hope you enjoy it. Please show up. We have a Facebook event. It's on the Georgia Music Games Facebook if you don't know how to find it because no one wants to type in a link from here. You can also find it on challenge.com as Site Read Open 2018, all one word, so easy to find on that site. So please sign up, because I really do not want to run this tournament again with 3 people, because my tournament bracket did not work well with 3 people.
Sorry, what's the date one more time?
October 27th.
All right, thanks.
In fact, that's why we have so many songs. I just counted through the ones I have done, not even the one planned. We already have 20 charts done.
We're going to improve from 3 people to 4 people.
Yes, I think we already have 4 people, so that's already a massive improvement. That's literally 133% more people. I don't know what else to tell you.
It's going to be like the Fibonacci sequence starting at 3. So it's going to be 3, then 5, then 8, then 13.
One thing that you can do if you're interested in trying to get prepared is on the official rule sheet that I have on the event, I have a link to a zip archive containing all the songs that were played at last year's Site Read Open, including everyone's favorite Grand Finals meme chart, Max 300 with a question mark, which is a 5-song medley of some of the hardest songs in DDR with the stupidest backgrounds I could come up with. Obviously, Vincent and I will not be participating because if we're looking at the charts, it's not much of a sight read for us. And if it is a sight read for us, you should be scared because that means I probably randomly generated them.
All right, Vince, you need to participate because it's free. What are you doing?
It's a free tournament, Jim.
It's a free tournament, Jim. This is your house. I mean, tournament.
You just gotta show up, fill in some songs, but it's a free tournament. It's waiting for you. It doesn't get any better than this, Jim.
Got some food here. Please show up. It'll be fun. It sounds like a blast, and I think I remember seeing some footage from the last one, so it was pretty good. But yes, please enjoy. Come to it.
Thank you very much.
I want you to come. If you're listening to this and you're in the Southeast at all, please visit. If you live on the West Coast and you know I am Chris for life, make sure he comes to this too.
Holy crap, that'd be hilarious if Chris shows up. Rip everyone else's chances, but that's why second and third place exist.
Just put a bunch of crossovers in it. Make them all May challenge. Then he'll still win.
There is one in there that I think is the Chris for life killer. And by that I mean he might get 20 perfects instead of 10.
Right.
The trick is the finals are actually going to be a pump song. That's how real sight reads are done. You don't even know what game you're going to be playing.
That was one of my ideas, was to have a side tournament for my new rhythm game I'm working on, Bop and Music. It's a music game that uses the Bop It Extreme as its controller.
That's a really good idea.
I'm still working on it because it's really easy to hack in. So I'm gonna see if I can try to get that working. I need to find I don't need a functioning Bop It Extreme, just one with functioning buttons, and yeah, Bop and Music, look for it.
Okay. Anyway, the point is, yeah, Kevin loves his memes.
This is a tournament dedicated to how high production value can the memes get. If you're interested in high production value memes, this is the best place to be. You may know another high production value meme may have been rejected. If you want to see that in action, it won't be a part of the tournament, but I will have it on the cabinet so you can try it out. It's all the details I'm going to give because that's unfair to other people involved and could possibly represent other legal things. So it will only be off stream, but I suggest you show up to try it out.
Legal?
It's a song that's going to be officially showing up elsewhere and not this tournament, so it's not going to be on stream.
Guys, please. Kevin's like the most memeiest guy I know, and he's amazing. And this will be a lot of fun. I mean, there's like no risk here other than whatever it takes to get to the guy's place. So
That's also easier. Last year, my apartment was impossible to find. This year, a lot easier to find.
okay. But anyway,
Yeah, people got lost
Behind the Waffle
once they
House.
got in.
yeah. Poppin' music. Okay, well, great. Thank you, Kevin. I want
Thank
you guys.
you.
I want you guys to show up. I think this sounds hilarious. If my schedule allows it, I'll try to show up because it's like a couple days after my birthday, so it could be a good excuse to celebrate.
Yeah, boy.
So yes, thanks again, Kevin.
Thank you.
All right, guys, that was about 20 minutes of show already. I think I'm done.
Really?
No, I'm kidding.
No, this was a paid ad for my tournament. Going all out.
This whole thing.
There is another tournament going on.
Yeah, I mean, I debated. It's still in the first round, right?
Yeah, it's available up until September 15th. Actually, here, let me just post this.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Which tournament?
But it's an online. You've probably seen it. Started by shout outs to Joe Sushi, everybody's favorite internet guy. Do you have the link ready? The link handy?
I'm just uploading it right now.
There you go.
There's a little picture. You can zoom in on that, and it gives you everything you need.
Is that the updated one?
Yes, it is.
So
Yes, it is an updated one.
yes. So essentially, and this has actually been posted in a couple of places online and a couple Discord channels, Bimani Style, I think, and the 2DX Discord and Gitadora Discord, run by our very own Jay Hannafin. But it's a remote tournament. And the idea is that if you have access to a set of Gitadora machines, you can play drums or guitar. You can play those songs that are shown on that image. They're kind of hard to see. Hold on, let me see if I can blow
I
up
pulled
the
up.
image.
I posted mine. It wasn't quite as condensed.
Do you have a higher quality version?
I think so.
All right, let's see. But yeah, it's being run by Joe Sushi. You may have seen him on the internets.
Oh, I got a better one right here. Let me just re-upload that. I think I have one bigger than that. Hold on.
I'll switch to a browser view. Yeah. No, the one that Wert posted is fine. Let me do some working here. Web page. All right, here we go. Yeah, that's beautiful. That looks perfect. But yeah, you can see the songs. Play any of these songs. Joe was nice enough to put what folder they're in, what version of the game they're in. But right is guitar, left is drums. You play them and then you send them to Joe Sushi. I think he's on Discord. Is there another way to get in contact with him? Does he have like a Facebook page he's doing this on? Do you have the Facebook link by any
He had
chance?
his email, I think, or
He did say there was an
how does
email,
he
but I've
want
never
those
seen it.
submitted?
I've just been using the Discord, like hitting him up on Discord.
There is a link to
Okay.
the Gitadora Facebook page. If you have that, we can actually, at least share that at the very
I
minimum.
think that's a private group, which is the problem.
Yeah, but you can
The
request
Discord's open.
Okay, we'll link that up in the chat.
I'm getting the link. I'm just also getting bombarded with work problems.
And yeah, from what I understand, there's going to be three major rounds. Is that the idea?
I think so. I can send you the spreadsheet of who's submitted and whatnot in a second.
Yeah, and Joe basically is doing this fast and loose, but it's meant for U.S. and North America players primarily, but he's not necessarily limiting to those players only. Like if you're overseas in Japan or
There's
whatever.
people overseas who are playing.
Yeah, like
already in this.
somebody was asking about it on the Facebook page, and I was like, yeah. I mean, so it's basically open to anybody, just as long as you've got.
There's an invite, and it'll work for anyone. So just hop on in, and you can
that's the
chat
link.
with us because we already had a good influx of some people joining just for this tournament. So if you're interested, join in here. It's probably the best way to get contact and get information on the tournament.
Very cool. I entered last actually when I was at round 1 last week. Was it last week? Yeah. It's I mean, it's no pressure. It's not like it's just something fun to do if you're into the game. See how well you stack up against the other players that play here in North America and elsewhere. But yeah, it's good fun time, good clean fun. It's remote, and then as long as you're a part of the Discord, I'm sure you'll get updated on as to when the next set of songs will be revealed. So, which is funny because in a couple of days we're going to start seeing more than likely the next version of Gitadora.
No, not much more than likely. It's already been announced. It is September 12th.
September 12th, yeah. So,
so next week it will be X Chain and it won't be Maddox anymore.
I hope none of these songs get removed.
Wait, does X Chain change the scoring like Maddox did?
No, it's keeping the same scoring that Maddox had. But either way, for the tournament. Oh, excuse me, I had to sneeze. For the tournament, he's doing a sort of an EX score style. So he's just sort of calculating it himself based off of perfects and greats and other.
Yeah.
Are you concerned about Funga coming in and sweeping all of it since Tokimeki Idol is in there? And that's been our previous experience with Tokimeki Idol remote tournaments?
No.
No.
Does Funga even play Gitadora?
No, but he will now if there's Tokimeki Idol in it.
P-Swag versus Funga in the Tokimeki tournament.
Apparently Vince was born on the 12th, so he was born on the day that X-Chain was released.
I like how X-Chain is the more important thing than Vince's birthday. It's like not that X-Chain is released on Vince's birthday, it's that Vincent was born on X-Chain's release date.
Exactly. Oh, that's the spreadsheet to see the results. Okay, that's cool.
Yes.
Let's see what.
I'm going to take a minute to sort out what the hell happened at work.
All right, bro. Well, thank you for the shout out. I was debating.
I'll still be here. I'm pretty sure these are all fake alerts.
Fake alerts. Oh man.
A problem we've been dealing with lately. Keep going.
Cool. Yeah. So far, there's 3 phases on this sheet. I'm not gonna open it, but I'm not gonna open it on the stream. But the idea is that tell the guy and he'll fill it in for you. So yeah, please join if you like if you like to play drums and or guitar on an arcade simulation video game with music. All right, well, we've got another 30 minutes left, and now we're here to actually talk about what we're going to talk about.
Which is?
And you guys know already what the topic is, except for Trek. We've been meaning to talk about
So
this.
what is it, Trek?
Yeah, Trek. Well, tell us what it is.
What's the topic?
It's all up to you, buddy. Trek's choice.
It's up to me. God, that's a lot of pressure all of a sudden.
No, I'm just kidding. I've wanted to do one of these since the beginning. Or I think this actually may have been one of Trek's early submissions to the document that I have. But basically, it's just a show to talk about what we're playing. Like, what are you playing right now? What video games are you playing right now? It can be music games, but I mean, if you've got something else that's not a music game you want to talk about, that's fine too. Just an open discussion. Doesn't have to be anything overly crazy. We've had those before about side topics. I remember one time we had that crazy tangent of a DJ Max conversation. So if we can avoid that, that'd be great. But just let me know what games are on your radar. What are you playing lately? I've got one to talk about, of course, but I want to hear what you guys are playing just so I can know what I'm missing out on. Isaac, do you want to start us off?
I'm sorry, what?
All right, Kevin, do you want to start us off?
Sure. I mean, aside from the fact I'm working tirelessly and endlessly to make the best tournament, I do occasionally have a few minutes of spare time to enjoy other things. I actually just now started getting to Grand Theft Auto 5. I know I'm like 5 years late, but it was finally on sale for a price I considered reasonable.
GTA 5, you said?
Yeah.
On console or on PC?
On PC. It's the traditional Rockstar triple dip strategy.
Right.
I wish I had a more interesting game to talk about because everyone already probably has an opinion on Grand Theft Auto 5. But even though it's 5 years later and it's been hyped, I'm actually still impressed by it. I'm usually concerned that when you come into a game that's had years of expectations, and most of the people complaining about Grand Theft Auto Online, that you're just not going to have fun. But it still holds up on its own if you ignore all the ongoing controversy and the online component. It's absolutely worth the money if you're just in it for a single-player experience.
Oh, yeah.
And it's fun. It has its funny moments. I was not expecting the writing to be as good as it is for how much it relies on swearing, but it's a more effective satire that I believe the rest of the Grand Theft Autos were going for. Because sometimes it likes to have like the stupid Grand Theft Auto humor, and it doesn't actually end up making a statement.
Right. Yeah.
This one feels like it's getting there. I know it's weird for me to say that when I just started and have no idea how the story ends, but it seems like it's going a little stronger than Grand Theft Auto 4 did.
I just want to throw in my 2 cents on GTA 5.
Yeah, go ahead.
And it's a little bit frustrating because it almost ended up being too good of a game because, it was so successful that Rockstar has completely abandoned releasing games for the past 5 years. And they're just focused on, cash grab updates on GTA 5, selling the shark cards, which, for those of you who don't know or don't play, they're you can buy money for the online version of the game. You can buy cars and bases and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a real problem. Someone actually calculated recently, they've put so much into shark cards and updates that actually getting everything online is something close to $4,000 US.
Oh, yeah, it takes a long time. And here's the most frustrating part for online players is that the game encourages people to grief when you're trying to earn money legit, which is very hard and very tedious. The game encourages people to grief for no reward except their own satisfaction. So it's just so hard to succeed in making money in that game. But either way, it's still a great game, especially for the first I would say for the first 200 hours. Well, maybe not that long. Maybe for the first 100 hours. It's a really, really fun quality game. Then it starts to get a little tedious.
I'm just playing for the story, so I probably will never get that.
No. Even for this, that's what I'm saying. Is for the story and playing stuff on single player, that's maybe 50 to 60 hours worth of goodness. Then you can probably get 40 hours of fun off the online version. Then it starts to become a little stale.
It's a little bit more fun if you have people to play with as well.
Yeah, that as well.
So that you don't get trolled by individuals or hackers.
Anyway, were you going to say more, Kevin?
Nope. You filled out the rest of the thoughts I was going to say pretty well anyway, so thanks, Trek.
Oh, sorry, but I was just asking because I can go next.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, what I was going to say briefly, Trevor Phillips is the actor or Stephen Ogg was the guy who did the voice of Trevor, right? So it was really big talent for the voices. And I think that lends itself to one of the reasons why the story is so engrossing, I guess. They got good people on board doing the voices. All right, go ahead, Trek.
1 second, I'm finishing eating this cookie. You caught me off guard.
Nice.
He's playing Chemical Cookie. That's his response. So eat it, and do it.
Okay. So, obviously, if you know me, I'm always on the Sound Voltex grind, but that's kind of a given. So that's sort of my music game quota. I would like to pick up like some sort of ITG or dance game again, because I quit playing those a while back. But I'll wait for some sort of home pad to come out. Anyway, the other games that I've been playing, I don't know if any of you guys have heard of City Skylines.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of a fairly new, I would say a couple years old, city builder that came out to sort of succeed SimCity 4, because SimCity 5 was absolutely terrible. Because, I mean, it was made by EA. What did you expect? But anyway, SimCity, or City Skylines has been a really great, with lots of mod support, lots of good DLC, and just overall, the in-depthness of the game is amazing, and the graphics are amazing. It's really the best city builder probably ever to come out. And it's just really therapeutic for me to build a city, you know, when I'm grinding other games.
Does that game require like an online connection always? Is it one of those, or
like SimCity 5?
Yeah, but or can you play offline?
I don't know. I played it for like 10 minutes and just dropped it. I did not enjoy it.
It's way better received than SimCity 5.
Okay.
I know that much.
Yeah, 5 was terrible because nobody could get on. Like, it was awful.
Yeah. You can play City Skylines offline, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, you can play it offline. It's what I did a lot of the time in my apartment before our modem got here. Because when we moved into our apartment, we had no modem for like 6 days, so I basically just played City Skylines all day.
Cool.
But
Yeah, apparently it's 75% off right now on Steam. It's like $7.50.
Really?
Yeah, City Skylines. Yeah,
that's a good deal. Go buy it. But you know, that's pretty much my main game I've been playing. I've also, you know, like it or hate it, this game was sort of part of my childhood, so I go back to it every now and then for nostalgia. I've also been playing a little bit of Minecraft, you know, just for fun, just for the nostalgia. You know what I mean?
It's
and I know that's gonna make all old heads like die in their own skin because they're like, "What the fuck is this kid talking about?"
Yeah, do you guys remember Minecraft?
I got it when it was in alpha phase, so.
Do you remember?
Only 10 kids will get this.
Yeah, it's like, do you remember Minecraft? What was it? Kids these days or kids these daysing a lot sooner? What was that?
Yeah, that was wonderful.
There was that one with like the Fortnite versus Minecraft too.
Yeah, it was exactly. It was a meta of that. It was the like, I'm glad I grew up playing this Minecraft instead of this. It was Fortnite. It's like,
you know, but like
then the response to that is kids these days are kids these daysing a lot earlier.
It's okay, Trek. I understand the appeal of Minecraft. So
you just gotta bear in mind, like I played it a lot back in like 2012 or something like that, and that was like almost 7 years ago. So that's like a third of my lifetime ago.
Right.
So it's all relative, but I know I'm all making all the old heads roll around in their grave, but
we're not dead yet. But yes, I understand. Actually, it's funny that you mentioned that. I think somebody opened a server on a certain website very recently. Like I think it even has its own Discord channel now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool, man. I'm not hating the player. I'm not even hating the game, honestly. It's fine.
No, you can hate the game, honestly.
If you enjoy it, it's better than other games that you've played that you've been accused of playing in the past.
Oh yeah, Ohio State.
So yeah. Other Isaac number 2 mentioned he played Undertale. Do you have a mic, or do you want to talk, Isaac? I refuse to say his name as it's listed.
What's going on, guys?
Hey man, tell us about this sweet new game you just found out about.
So 2018 Game of the Year is definitely going to be Undertale.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I've just like put it to the side and didn't really play it mainly because of fan base. Usually a lot of games that I'm into now is probably games I hated passionately and then like decided to just give it a go and end up liking it. like Overwatch. I hated for the longest time. My girlfriend got me into it, and now that's pretty much all I play. But as far as Undertale, I did the neutral route and the true pacifist route. I'm actually doing the Sans fight now, and I pretty much got to his final attack, but died there.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck. Spoilers.
But I like it. I really wish I played it before. I kind of like, I guess, the message it was trying to convey. At this rate, the Pope is probably going to beat the genocide route before I am. Thanks to a certain YouTuber. But I do dig the game and suggest that everybody play it blindly. And
I've still never played it.
Yeah, I was having a conversation with you, Isaac, in another channel, but it's just like, yeah, like I think this is one of those games that are it's a love letter to old style RPGs. I mean, very specifically, it's a love letter to Earthbound, Mother 2, but there's a lot of like other references and game stuff in the game, and it's really good. Like it's honestly like one of the better games I've played that are of that genre. But it's like you said, like the problem is the fans, really, like is what it boils down to.
It's like a game about like, showing mercy and not showing any sort of fighting or aggression. And then what does the fan base do? They'll put people down for their like artwork and like all this other stuff. So it's and like any YouTuber that's like making a video about it, they'll just trash them about it. And I'm like, well, that's kind of sad, but I think most people have a positive, I guess, outlook on Undertale. So
yeah, it's definitely it was an issue at first. I remember because there were certain YouTubers that were playing and people were getting mad at their choices and like, why are you doing that? Or like, why did you kill that character? Or like, you're not supposed to do that. And it was just like, it's like, okay, like this is one of those games where I honestly don't think that like the speed running culture or like Twitch broadcasting does it justice. It's a very personal game, especially given the length of how it's only first time through you could beat the whole game in like 2 or 3 hours realistically. Like you don't have to spend that much time on it, but that's why it's good. Like you should play it at your own pace, preferably without being spoiled. I mean, the game's been out for a while now, so if you've seen spoilers, I wouldn't be surprised. But yes, I would highly recommend playing the game if you haven't. I'm sorry, you were trying to say something?
Just that the people were attacking Let's Players and YouTubers, whatever. They were attacking their character based on their choices. They were saying like, you are a bad person because you killed that character, or whatever. Like you are an awful, despicable person for it. Like, which is completely untrue. They're just playing a video game. But
all right, well, yeah, I will say I'm happy that you're playing the game, Isaac. It's a cool game.
The soundtrack is like incredible. Like I know a few. It's sad because most of the music I listened to the Silva Gunner like parodies before I heard the original songs. So like every time I listen to like Last Goodbye, I think of Snow Halation.
This is what I mean by don't. This is what I'm saying. Like, don't ruin the game. Play the game. Like, don't ruin it for yourself. Oh man, I'm pretty. I don't know. For those who don't know me, I'm pretty against spoilers. Like, probably to a degree that of ridiculousness. But yeah.
Yes.
I think that spoilers. I'm in the camp that they can enhance your experience. They're not necessarily going to ruin anything if you know how something ends. And in a lot of cases, it's like you know like a specific detail from a spoiler, but you don't usually know when it's going to happen, how it's going to come about. Like there's a lot of details that get left out when people are like, Snape kills Dumbledore or whatever.
Okay, can I throw something out there real quick? I thought that this was a funny story from back in my high school days.
Yeah, go ahead.
So basically when the new Star Wars was getting teased, like the Star Wars 7 or whatever it's called, So a lot of people, they were going back and rewatching the old Star Wars just to either freshen themselves or because they hadn't seen the full movie. And I was sitting in a room during one of my free periods, and there was this girl who was sitting at another table, and she started complaining about spoilers. And she said, I can't believe that someone spoiled to me that Darth Vader is Luke's father. I was like, what the fuck? You didn't know that from everyone saying, I am your father?
If you want to ruin people on Force Awakens, and I think this is one of my better things. So you all know, like, everyone was hyped over Force Awakens when it came out, and it was basically the last thing I did in college was on the bus ride to a marching band event. We watched terrible movies, but this time we decided to do something different. I got the bus driver on board, like, guys, we got something special for you. I know the Force Awakens is just coming out. Kevin got an actual DVD screener. Don't ask how, he has it. And I recreated all of the opening credits, and right as they transition down, boom, now you're in the Star Wars Holiday Special. Good luck, everyone.
That's terrible. That's not even like fun to watch. It's just bad.
People were throwing shit at me on the bus. They were pissed.
It's such a mean thing. All right, Kevin, thanks.
I know.
Yeah, I'm staunchly against spoilers. Okay, yes, I agree that there should be a statute of limitations for certain things, like Luke being, the son of Darth Vader. Oh my God! But like, if we're talking something that's like, within the past 5 years, and it's a game like on a recent console still, like it's like still the main console. I try to respect people's like expectations of spoiling the game, and I ask people to do the same for me. In any case,
I mean,
yeah,
the only, like, I don't even know how valid this is, but I guess the only, like, exclusion or exception to spoiler alert is if it's like a trigger, like whatever the event is.
sure, yeah.
Other than that,
I could understand that, and that's why there's whole websites devoted to that type of thing. Like, is this safe to watch with my kids or whatever? Like, I get that. But if it's the crux of an entire movie, for example, like the twist at the end, like the one that people always like to mention is Unbreakable, like that, or is it Unbreakable? No,
I think Sixth Sense happened first, but
yeah, Sixth Sense, Sixth Sense. That's the one where it's like, oh my God, like that makes the whole movie.
So I figured out the twist in the Sixth Sense before the movie was over, and I don't know. If your movie hinges on a twist to be good, it probably wasn't good.
And I'm not talking about the quality of the film. I'm just saying like that's the one that gets mentioned a lot because it's like
Someone mentioned Doki Doki Literature Club.
That's an experience. I think it would still be best if you didn't know anything about it going in because the effect would be that much more strong. But like I think the culture nowadays is as soon as someone starts playing a game, I think it's just so easy to go online and look up something about it, right? Like a guide or see what people are talking about on Reddit. Like I make an exerted effort to like not look things up in that way because I'm afraid of spoilers and I don't want to get spoiled. And it's so easy nowadays. Like, someone just mentions in passing in the middle of a conversation, event where Scratchy was watching porn on the VR set.
Or Itchy or whatever the grandpa's name was. It was a stupid ass movie.
Oh God, Star Wars Holidays. Oh, we're not charging that part. That's gonna be the worst.
All right. Well, anyway, John, are you playing anything new, old?
Well, yeah. I mean, old. I don't get to play anything new. But I have. I don't know if you've been on the Discord and you've been looking at my stuff I've been posting. I've been on a Virtua Fighter kick lately, so I've been trying to go back and play some more. And I'm actually going back to Virtua Fighter 2.1.
Oh, wow.
Playing around with that.
That's what I'm playing.
Are you serious?
Well, 2.1 is what's in
Kiwami. Yeah.
Oh, it's in Kiwami. Yeah. I have the PS3 release. We're back. Back when the PS3 was a current system. Sega released that Model 2 collection. It was just a bunch of Model 2 games ported to PS3, and they're all really good ports. And I picked up the Virtua Fighter 2 out of all that. So yeah, I've been having fun with that.
Cool. What drove you to play it? Just you had free time, you wanted to play it? Or?
I'm trying to remember what got me like, hey, remember Virtua Fighter?
I remember you having this conversation. I'm gonna try and find it.
But essentially, something got me reminded of Virtua Fighter, and I just started looking up some stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, this game was fun. I really like this game. And so I just was watching a bunch of videos, and then I was like trying to find Virtua Fighter 1 high level play, because I'm like, how the hell do you even play that high level? The game's kind of garbage. And I ended up watching like 3 hours of Virtua Fighter 2 matches from Mikado. like, you know what? I'm gonna play this some more. This was fun.
All I've learned how to do is do Jeffrey's hip smash.
Oh man, you need to go to virtuafighter.com and look at some move lists, some combos going, man.
It works. That's all I need.
John, I found out why we were talking about Virtual Fighter.
Okay.
Because we were talking about what you were working on your network, and I was like, who's more dedicated to making irrelevant stuff relevant? And you were like, no one has made a Virtual Fighter 4 network, so probably Vimani heads.
Yeah, that's true. That did come up then. Yeah, and that is on my list of things to do too.
Nice. Well, thank you. Shout outs to the classic, the GOAT. There hasn't been any Virtua Fighter in a while. I think five was the last one.
Showdown was the last one for now. And I hope they make a 6, but I mean, I hope they make it good. If they're not going to make a good game, don't make 6.
They've been pretty solid. I mean, 3TV was a little weird, but they're all pretty solid.
AJ, how old are you, man?
Hey, AJ's listening in.
Yeah, like, what's Virtua Fighter? Like,
I was about to ask, besides you talking about it, I've never heard of Virtual Fighter either.
Whoa!
It's a fighting game.
Man.
Well, okay. Well, I mean, Trek doesn't really play fighting games, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, but even okay, so it just blows my mind because back in like 1993, when Virtua Fighter came out, it was like so cutting edge and it was everywhere. It was like in a big, like it was in every arcade and you could play it, and it was goofy and weird. And if you only played 2D fighters, you didn't know what you were doing. But like, it was like a cutting edge thing, man. Like it was just so everywhere and just. They like see people like, what's Virtua Fighter? It gets me right in the heart, man.
Right in the heart. Get that
Yo, Daytona USA is as old as I am. We share almost the same birthday.
Let's just quit while we're ahead then. All right, Raven. I know you've been itching at the mic. You want to see what you're playing. I'm going to guess Monster Hunter, but what do you?
It's Monster Hunter. But I just got back from playing some board games with a few friends. I try to go out every week with them to play some new board game, but we usually end up playing some kind of video game. But the one we played today was Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes.
Oh, that's fun. I like that one.
Me and my brother played it a while back and managed to beat the entire game on my version of Steam, but we never really went back to play it on his version, where essentially it's a bomb defusal game. Someone prints out a manual or gets a PDF, and the person who's actually playing the game either chats with them next to them or over phone or however, and they're not supposed to be looking at what each other are doing. The person who has a manual has like all the instructions. The person who's actually defusing the bomb has to describe everything and just keep talking back and forth to try to actually get the bomb defused without too many strikes, or on some cases no strikes at all, or else the player dies.
Yeah, actually, John, I have it on my cell phone. I can bring my VR set to the thing this weekend if you want to try it out.
It's
I mean,
really fun
I'm gonna be there late, but if you're still there, well, yeah, you'll probably still be there.
Yeah, I'll still be there.
Yeah, we can try it.
It's a real fun game. Only one person needs a copy.
Do they have an adult version of it? Because we kind of have a theme going.
Maybe there are mods to the game.
I don't know if it will work for the cell phone version, but essentially, I have a Daydream VR headset and it has a little remote control. All I would need to do is just print out the manual. It's funnier because the more complex bombs like you have to talk to each other and describe. The person in the VR headset describes what he's looking at, and then the other person sitting next to him with the manual or the book or whatever has to like look for the matching diagrams in the paper, and then they say, okay, for that instance, you have to cut this wire or whatever. And so it's pretty funny. It goes back and forth. It's an interesting concept. So yeah.
There are also some great mods to make it harder. My favorite one being the bus that couldn't slow down. So you're reenacting speed while also looking at the bomb.
There's another one I saw someone do was like an entire elevator with all 4 walls covered in modules that you had to undo. The guy who actually passed it had the VR headset and 5 people helping him.
That's ridiculous.
I think there's another one that uses nothing but modded modules, and there's like 100 of them. And you got to do them all in 2 hours. Like every single one is unique. There's no duplicates. I think that'd be way too difficult.
Yeah, given that one mistake, enough mistakes basically ends the whole game.
Mm-hmm. And usually, if you mess up, you can redo it. But if you're playing without any mistakes, then that's it.
Well, cool.
Besides that, Monster Hunter.
Very neat. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
All right, I saw Mecha slip in. Do you have a mic working? Are you there?
Maybe is it really loud on my end?
You're good. I can adjust your volume. Do you have a game you're playing now?
Currently I'm just juggling between Taiko Drum Master for the Switch and Binding of Isaac and Afterbirth Plus on the Switch. With Isaac, they just announced that they're doing an Anti-Birth DLC as part of the main game. If you don't know, Nicalis is the one that's publishing Binding of Isaac on all the platforms, like on Switch and all the other consoles. And Anti-Birth was a fan.
Anti-Birth was a fan mod? Is that what you said? Oh, what, did we lose him?
Rip.
All right.
Anti-Birth was a fan mod.
Okay.
That was done out of the purview of Nicalis. And it was just recently announced that that was going to be folded into the main game. And so we're excited. We just don't know which console version it's going to be on because basically everything has been fragmented with the DLC. So PC obviously gets everything first. And then for the consoles, they wait until like there's enough of a new DLC to come out as packages.
I see.
So
okay.
So the last package was like 3-4 months ago for the Switch. And with this announcement, we're hoping everything just gets updated in one push. But who knows? Nicalis is weird.
All right, cool.
But that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Thanks, man. AJ, did you have something? Did you want to talk? Can you talk, I guess is the question.
Not really.
Okay, that's fine. Maybe next time. I think we're only missing Wert and Vince, right?
Hmm?
All right, since you had a dream, Wert, I'm going to let Vince go first.
That's fine.
What are you playing, Vince?
Well, we know what Joe's been playing.
Are you there, Vince?
Vince, are you talking? I see your thing going on, but I don't see you talking. Or I don't hear you talking, rather. You gotta check your mic, bro. Check your mic. All right, I'm gonna guess that you're playing Kiwami 2.
Yeah, Yakuza Kiwami 2 just got released stateside. I guess it was a little over a week ago. I mean, it's very recent. So I've been on that. I'm in chapter 5, so less than halfway through the main story. Because there's always so much side stuff to do. Actually, hold on, I had a link. That's not it. But yeah, I got into Yakuza through I think Andy suggesting I play Yakuza 0, and then like I saw some videos about it, but I didn't really know much about the series until probably a few months ago.
You've been playing them pretty
and it's
incessantly, huh?
well, I mean, they're easy. They're my type of game. Like a lot of content, a lot of like side content, and a lot of collection aspects, completion aspects.
Didn't you play some other game for like forever to get every single gun or something like that?
That was Kiwami 1. I got all of the weapons. Like I maxed out my completion list, but like not just the trophy for 100%. There's also like every gun is its own thing. You get a star in your folder, and that's all it is it's a star in the menu.
Checking a box.
Basically. So I did that for Kiwami 1. I did not do that for 0 because getting weapons in 0 is a lot more tedious. But also Guacamelee 2 came out the week before Kiwami, and I played through that, and that was pretty good. It's a kind of Metroidvania style brawler with a Mexican theme, luchadors, and all that.
Jumping around, exploration. It's in 2D, right?
Yeah. I mean, like it's got detailed backgrounds, but yeah, it's a 2D scroller.
I forget who made
it's Juicebox or Drink right. Or what is it?
Drinkbox.
Drinkbox, yeah.
The first game was pretty fun.
They also made a game called Severed that has a very similar looking art style. It's so close that not knowing it, you would say, I bet that was made by the people that did Guacamelee.
And was it?
Yes.
There you go. Nice. All right, Vince, can you talk now, or are you dead?
Testing.
I hear you.
Hey.
Oh, cool. I guess I just have to take my headphones out.
Are you playing Tycho?
Yes. Well, no, not at the moment. No, I've been going back to playing Puyo Puyo Tetris again. As always.
I think you go back between games more than anybody I know.
The only reason why I bought a Switch in the first place, that game alone.
Wait, it wasn't for the big tournament golf?
Well, okay, I guess that too. I bought it again for my PS4 last week too.
Oh, did you really?
Yes.
Jeez.
Big tournament golf is so good.
Next thing you know, you're gonna see me with a Neo Geo CD.
I know, right?
Dude, do you know how expensive copies of Big Tournament Golf are for Neo Geo CD?
Yes, I am well aware.
How much? I'm curious.
Oh,
it's not the most expensive Neo Geo game ever, but like $75 for a CD is pretty rough.
Oh, gross.
Jesus.
But yes, I like Puyo Popping. I'm not very good at it. I'm also not very good at Tetris because the only other Tetris game I really played a lot is TGM2. So I'm not into that 4-wide nonsense, the T-spin. I'm also not very good in chaining, but I just think it's a very fun game to just kind of just chill.
Right, yeah.
Relieve your stress. I think it's nice that we finally have a Puyo Puyo title in the West again after so long. Which I guess that was pretty cool with Sega, but we're in the US. Everyone plays Tetris, so RIP. We're not like Japan where Puyo Puyo in particular is officially considered esports now, so
Japan has esports?
Yeah, it's apparently an esports game in Japan now. Crazy. Thank you, Joe. I wish I can get hole-in-ones.
Frank Adams, no less.
Cho, do you have a mic? Or do you want me just to say what you're playing?
I have it.
There you go. Why don't you tell us what you're playing lately since you're posting screenshots?
This one?
Yes.
What?
Is that the game that you're playing lately?
I guess so.
Why don't you? What game is it? Why don't you tell us about it?
Just big tournament goal, or
So
Tell our
lately,
audience
nothing,
members.
yeah,
We all know Big
Uh,
Golf, but
we
they may not.
yeah we know,
I'm
but
so bored.
he's so
I'm just so bored.
he's bored.
I'm just only falling in love with big tournament goal, I guess, these days. Uh, I, I I barely play video games. I guess I play just one time per week,
That's not bad.
just one more day. Yeah. Fortunately, I finished the baseball uh, the Cannon Racer season. Uh, did anyone else finished baseball?
Phase
Baseball
four
or
of Cannonballers.
I think
yeah,
John Hamm finished it.
Cannon Racers.
John Hamm is close. I don't know if he finished it though.
I thought he
Really?
played initiation. Maybe I was wrong.
But I still haven't reached the 1,000 credits for the game.
It just
Yeah,
How
takes
about you, B?
forever.
that's the torture. 1,000 credits.
It takes forever.
Sure. What about you beat Festo?
Festival, I haven't played yet, so. Um, but I just heard that the level system has changed.
So is it still 1 through 10, or did they add 12?
Oh, initiation. Thank you, Cyber. Did you play that? Initiation.
I've seen someone play the hyper chart at the arcade, but not the another.
That is really good song, I guess. And 255 is good. Yeah. 255 is good as a new song.
Yeah, it's Ryu. People were saying
Yeah.
People were saying it's Naoki, or they thought it was Naoki because they were using
Yeah.
those samples, but it's very clearly Ryu.
Yeah, DDR samples.
Hmm. All right, well, cool. Thanks, Joe.
You're welcome.
All right, so I guess I'm the last one. I mentioned this a few times in the Discord, but I'm playing Metal Gear Solid 5 on the PlayStation 4. It's interesting. It's not a Metal Gear game, really. Uh, I mean, it is, but it is, but yeah, Rocket Punch. It's I'm enjoying it. I'm on the 20th story mission of what I understand to be 50 missions or whatever. It's got the whole like side quest thing. You're constantly having to do side operations. I mean, you don't have to do them, of course, but like if you want to develop, there's a whole lot of okay. There's a whole lot of meta to the game, like just a lot. You've got the game where you're doing missions and you're going through. They've got basically two very large maps, like Africa and Saudi Arabia, or not Saudi Arabia, Afghanistan. And essentially, you've got to do missions, and so like the whole impetus of the game is like you were almost someone had tried to kill you at the beginning of the game, assassination attempt, and now you're trying to rebuild your army. You're playing as Big Boss, like the original Big Boss, who ends up being the bad guy later on in the series. And so like there's a lot of like references and stuff to the other games by necessity, I guess, because where the game is on the timeline. So in that sense, yeah, it's a Metal Gear game, but like the gameplay, and Kojima is great at this. Like he likes to put in lots and lots and lots of just layers of detail. You can play the game on a very superficial level, but then you've got options for stealth, and then there's all sorts of interactions with all your item stuff and how you could interact with the game. So it's like, okay, yeah, there's that, but it's also very like distinctly not Metal Gear because you can play the game from first person view when you're shooting, and similar to Metal Gear Solid 3, but not quite. Like there's a lot more. I think someone made the comment that it feels kind of like that Tom Clancy game. What's the other game?
Splinter Cell?
Splinter Cell. Yeah, like it's like very Splinter Cell like. Um, Fun fact: I pre-ordered this game in 2015. I put it into my cart or into my PlayStation 4 when it finally released. I played it for like 30 minutes, put it away, and then I just now decided to start playing it again like a month ago. Like, and this was after PSN had offered it as a free game on the PlayStation 4. So I didn't pay full price. I mean, I paid like a pre-order price. But the other thing that you might notice in that little receipt that I just posted is that I also pre-ordered Kingdom Hearts 3 at the same time. So this would have been the longest pre-order I've ever done for any game.
I have a 6th grade friend who was hyped with me for Kingdom Hearts 3. We basically split ways for entire years, and then we met each other 10 years later, and we're just talking to each other. So what's Kingdom Hearts 3 coming out? Like, we just continued a conversation from 10 years ago, and we're still waiting.
At least it wasn't Duke Nukem Forever.
I know, right? Forever.
Duke Nukem Forever. I was like 6 or 7 when I saw it in a magazine, and I asked my parents for it. Like, dude, that game's M-rated. Like, I'm mature. And the game took so long to release, I was over 17 by the time the game came out.
Dude, so what if like I retire from rhythm games in like 3 years, let's say hypothetically, and then 7 years later I come back together and meet someone from this community. I'm like, so when is Impulse coming out?
Damn.
Oh, it really feels that way about those platforms.
You know, I kid. I know the Impulse guys are doing a great job, but it's hard to not joke about it, you know.
So much shade, man. Golly. We hope that they get released at some point. I'm not buying one, but I'm sure someone will.
Well, I'll definitely buy one when they come out.
But yeah, MGS5 is fun. I'm enjoying it. It's not your average Metal Gear game for sure. It's nothing like 4. Like 4 was chapters and all that other stuff. 5 feels a bit more polished, but I guess the thing that I don't know if it annoys me necessarily. Just knowing that was like Kojima's last game with Konami and that they booted him at the end of it. It's kind of leaves a sour taste. And I've heard like there's an issue with like the last mission or whatever, like you can't play it or something, like it wasn't completed. So, but as of now, I'm enjoying it, and I've probably put already like 60 or 70 hours into the game, which is surprising because I don't normally play games for that long. You know, the only exception being, of course, music games. So. In any case, I guess that was our show, guys. We made it through another episode. I don't want to jinx myself here, but I hope this thing gets saved and that we can listen to it later.
What did you do with the other podcast audio anyway? Like
So,
the post-podcast audio?
Yeah, like at the top of the episode, I mentioned that I uploaded it for posterity. It's still on the YouTube channel, so if you want to hear that mess, you can. I was intending on maybe editing it later, a little bit later for the audio upload, just to have like it'll be like a side thing. Because I did read Zanzibar's thing, which I don't know if you heard or remembered that. Were you? Yeah, you were in there, right? When I was doing that?
I wasn't.
Okay, well, Zanzibar gave me his submission, so I read it because he couldn't be in the show that week. And I wanted to at least save that and maybe the comments and stuff at the beginning. But yeah, I guess we're done now. It's a good time. I appreciate you guys. It's always fun when we do this. Can't hear it, but I'm playing the show intro right now. Extro. Thank you. AJ just finished working. Alright, well guys, I'll catch you guys sometime next week, hopefully. I should mention that it's we're going to a party this weekend. I won't say too many details, but there might be a possibility that we'll broadcast again during that time. We'll see what we're doing. I got something in mind. But without any further ado, let me just get to the end of the show. Thank you guys. Everybody say goodbye.
Bye. Bye.
Arrivederci.